This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. And I'm here to bring you this week's report of California companies that will be experiencing a massive layoff where we received their notice between May 2nd and May 8th. We received their notice and processed it. Listen, if you are new to me, before I ask you to like this video, share this video, comment if you have a great comment, if you found this information valuable and that you share this channel with you, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Again, I'm Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. And it was many, many years ago that I was in the process of purchasing a piece of property. I was super excited. I was getting ready to buy a piece of property. The seller was getting ready to get the proceeds from the sale of their property. I signed loan documents. I go back to work hours later, and I find out that myself and 399 other people were getting laid off that day. You can only imagine how I was feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't lost my job. You can't fund this loan. And if you ever purchased a piece of property, you know there's no rescission period once you sign loan documents. I had to contact my mortgage broker at the time, contact my realtor and say, look, you can't fund this loan. I don't have a job. I faxed him over the information. Yes, I said fax because then we were doing way more faxing than we were emailing documents. Look, I got that over to them. Thankfully, I was able to unravel the transaction, right? But unfortunately, I lost money in the process. The money that I paid for an appraisal, home inspection, termite inspection, all those things, I lost that money. I didn't get it back, even my deposit, right? So unfortunately, that happened to me. And unfortunately for the seller, of course, it was no fault of my own, but they could not move on because I wasn't able to purchase the property. At least they couldn't move on in that moment with me as the buyer, right? And so the reason why I share this information is twofold. One, what would you do differently if you knew there was a possibility of you being laid off? Would you not buy that new house or that new car or go on that lavish shopping spree or go on that dream vacation? Would you kind of hold tight? Or would you get your resume, kind of dust it off, make sure you update it, put some fillers out there before the rest of your colleagues if the company is experiencing a massive layoff, you want to get ahead of the herd, ahead of all the other people that may be seeking employment. Or you may say, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity I've had on my heart to start this new business or launch this new book or write this new book. You may just get busy on that. So it's twofold. One, I want to give you the opportunity, if there's a possibility that you might be getting laid off, that I would share this information. And then secondly, I want you to know, because I'm all things mortgage and real estate related, I help people buy property, help people sell property, help people finance property, help people refinance property. But when life deals them lemons, I help them make lemonade, right? So if they've experienced a loss of household income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, or layoff, right? I help them know that you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. There are programs out there available. There's less permanent options, so temporary options like a forbearance plan or a repayment plan, but then there's more permanent options like a refinance, a loan modification. So the one thing about those options, they don't come automatic. You got to raise your hand. You got to reach out to me. So for all your mortgage and real estate needs, I want you to visit me at modifymenow.com. But better yet, I say skip the website. Go ahead and just call me, 714-914-7254. So those are the two major reasons why I share this information. So look, I want you to like, share, subscribe, all of that. And before I get started on sharing this week's companies that have where we received and processed their information that they'll be experiencing a massive layoff, I want to share with you a client of mine that I was able to help. So let me go ahead and share my screen here and just let you know this is one of many examples I have. This particular client highlighted here, they had Wells Fargo. Their mortgage payment was $1,225.90. If you could see to the right, I've highlighted that. That did include principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Their interest rate at the time was 4.375. And so What I was able to do, they hired me. I was able to modify their mortgage payment down to $993.62. You see that highlighted here? That still included principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Their interest rate remained the same at 4.375. Right? So that's a savings of over $200. That's an annual savings of over $2,700. So I want to let you know, look, you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. So let me get started. You know, I promise to give you this information weekly, 5 a.m. It drops Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to give you the name of the company that's laying off. I'm going to give you the date that they're laying off. I'm going to give you how many people they're laying off, and I'm going to give you the location. Okay, so you are not going to be ignorant at all. Layoffs may have caught me, or that particular layoff may have caught me off guard, but I don't want you to be caught off guard. I want you to be armed and dangerous. What you don't know can hurt you. You know, they say, oh, what you don't know can hurt you. No, what you don't know can absolutely hurt you. And so I want to make sure that I share this information so you are ready, so that you are informed and that you can make the best decisions for you and your family. So let's get started. I'll let you know that we have about 37 entries. That doesn't mean 37 companies. That means 37 entries, which means that you can have multiple companies laying off on the same day or different days at different locations. So bear with me. But the great thing about it, I don't give this to you in date order. I give this information in alphabetical order based on the company's name. So look, if I pass that letter of the alphabet that your company starts with, you may say, yes, I'm safe. However, if you want to know if you're really safe, go back and listen to previous videos that I've recorded, because that company may be on that video or on a past video that I recorded. But again, they're all the information is given to you in alphabetical order by name of the company. So let's get started. First, on July 9th, we have Aaron Thomas Company, Inc. They're laying off 155 people at 7421 Chapman Avenue in Garden Grove. On June 25th, Bristol Myers Squibb is laying off 114 people at 700 Bay Road, Redwood City. Yes, Redwood City. Thank you. July 1st, we have California Communications Access Foundation. They're laying off 15 people at 1 Kaiser Plaza, Suite 1101 in Oakland. The next entries, multiple entries for California Communications Access Foundation. They're all laying off on July 1st. Okay, so bear with me. Again, July 1st, California Communications Access Foundation's laying off 11 people at 3075 Adeline Street, Suite 260 in Berkeley. We have July 1st, California Communications Access Foundation's laying off 10 people at 7525 North Cedar Avenue, Suite 115 in Fresno, July 1st, California Communications Access Foundation's laying off 8 people at 425 West Broadway, Suite 105 in Glendale. We have July 1st, California Communications Access Foundation's laying off 9 people at 681 South Parker Street, Suite 210 in Orange. July 1st, California Communications Access Foundation is laying off 7 people at 2002 Iowa Avenue, Suite 106 in Riverside. July 1st, California Communications Access Foundation is laying off 7 people at 1300 Ethan Way, Suite 105 in Sacramento. July 1st, California Communications Access Foundation is laying off 5 people at 1455 Frazee Road, Suite 406 in San Diego. July 1st, California Communications Access Foundation is laying off 1 person at 3815 State Street, Suite G 137 Santa Barbara, And then July 1st, California Communications Access Foundation is laying off 2 people, 2861 Churn Creek Road, Suite A in Reading. July 26th, Credix Medical Component and Device Technologies, DBA is Juno Pacific. They are closing. They're laying off 96 people at 2840 Research Drive in Sokol, California. June 30th, Elijah House Foundation is laying off 38 people at 2060 Park Avenue, in Oroville. June 30th, Elijah House Foundation is laying off 42 people at 1565 3rd Avenue in Walnut Creek. And then June 30th, Elijah House Foundation is laying off 18 people at 8050 San Miguel Canyon Road in Prunendale. June 9th, okay, the next few entries is all for June 9th, and it's Google. So June 9th, Google is laying off 6 people at 55 Spear Street in San Francisco. You have June 9th, Google is laying off 3 people at One Ferry Building in San Francisco. You have June 9th, Google is laying off 1 person at 199 Fremont Street in San Francisco. You have June 9th, Google is laying off 14 people at 215 Fremont Street in San Francisco. You have June 9th, Google is laying off 1 person at 1 Market Street in San Francisco. You have June 9th, Google is laying off 26 people at 345 Spear Street in San Francisco. And then June 9th, Google is laying off 6 people at 121 Spear Street in San Francisco. Moving right along, we have June 28th, Pacific Biosciences of California, Inc. is laying off 71 people at 1305 Bryan Drive in Menlo Park. June 28th, Pacific Biosciences of California, Inc. is laying off 108 people at 6965 Les Boulevard in San Diego. July 1st, Rico Corp is laying off 1 person at 8484 San Fernando Road in Sun Valley. The next entries, quite a few of them, Rivian Automotive LLC. They are laying off 1 person at 261 Briggs Avenue in Costa Mesa. June 18th, Rivian Automotive is laying off 5 people at 119 Waterworks Way in Irvine. June 18th, Rivian Automotive is laying off 33 people at 14600 Myford Road in Irvine. June 18th, Rivian Automotive is laying off 5 people at 1751 Kettering Street in Irvine. You have June 18th, Rivian Automotive is laying off 46 people at 40 Parker in Irvine. June 18th, Rivian Automotive is laying off 2 people at 14192 Franklin Avenue in Tustin. You have June 18th, Rivian Automotive is laying off 1 person at 206 Utah Avenue in South San Francisco. You have June 18th, Rivian Automotive is laying off 26 people at 607 Hanson Way in Palo Alto. June 18th, Rivian Automotive is laying off 2 people at 850 Hanson Way in Palo Alto. June 28th, we have San Miguel Produce, Inc. is laying off 127 people at 600 East Hunemi Road in Oxnard. And June 18th, last but not least, Sientra Inc. is laying off 57 people at 3333 Michelson Drive, Suite 650 in Irvine. So those are all the California companies that will be experiencing a massive layoff. Will we receive their notice between May 2nd and May 8th, 2024. And so again, I want to share this information. I share this information weekly because it's twofold. I want you to know that, and don't want you to be caught off guard. So what would you do differently if you knew there was a possibility that you would get laid off? And then 2, I want you to know that you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. If you're experiencing a financial hardship, whether you've lost household income due to a death, a divorce, an illness, an injury, or layoff, I have good news for you. There's temporary options. There's more permanent options. They're not automatic, so you got to raise your hand. You got to call me at 714-914-7254. I'm Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, I want you to have a blessed day. Bye-bye.